of the Parks, Recreation, and Arts Commission to orders. City Clerk, would you please take roll call?
Certainly. Commissioner Barraza.
Present.
Commissioner Cummings, absent at the moment. Commissioner Kucharski, absent at the moment. Commissioner Miller, present. Commissioner Singh, absent. Commissioner Soto,
Present.
Commissioner Ward,
Present.
Vice Chair Dolan,
Here.
and Chair McCoy.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. We will now begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Will everyone please stand?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will now start with the approval of the agenda. City Clerk, are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, I do have one change to the agenda. Item 5A, approval of the regular meeting minutes of May 20th and special meeting minutes of May 29th are being pushed to the next agenda. My apologies, the clerk's office is busy and short-staffed.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, Vice Chair Dolan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Vice Chair Miller. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. This item is approved. We will now move on to approval of minutes. Are there any changes to them? Oh,
We can skip that.
I can skip that?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I was like, hey, I think I can skip this. So we're going to move on to our subcommittee reports. Does the Cultural Arts Plan Subcommittee have an update it would like to provide to the commission?
Yeah, our committee did meet and discuss the art grant appeals that came in, but that was with the goal of discussing them potentially tonight. But based on tonight's agenda, we understand that will be discussed at a different meeting, and we are hoping that Director Aguirre could provide additional information. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what. No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I think, Aaron, we're waiting for you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was waiting
That's
for...
okay. It's just an awkward pause.
Sorry, Commissioner Ward, you were asking about the agenda and the change. And I'll make a statement, and then I'm going to ask City Attorney to fill in any blanks that I might have left. But we just want to make the PRAC aware that there was a procedural issue related to the expanded Arts and Culture Grant Program, and Legals requested us to work on the curing process prior to the hearing of the appeals. So that's the reason for today's delay. Christy, or City Attorney, anything to add? Perfect.
Thank you. Does the Parks Master Plan Subcommittee have an update it would like to provide to the commission?
Madam Chair, I just have a question. When is the draft going to be available?
The draft.
The draft master plan, it was going to be shared with the public, then it was coming back to the commission.
I'm going to ask Sarah Gaitan from my team to, she has the information here for you.
Good afternoon. Sarah, Program Manager with Parks Department. We should have the draft to you with July 15th for our PRAC meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does the Highest Need Neighborhood Subcommittee have an update it would like to provide to the commission?
Yes, we do. So we will be working with WRT Consulting on the update of the highest needs. We did get a timeline, which will be starting in July. We'll be collecting public input. We discussed opportunities for expanding our reach to as many members of the community as possible. We will also, so public comment will be in July for a 30-day period, and then August, September, the data that is collected will be reviewed, and in late September, it will be presented to the committee, at which time we will gather additional public comment with a goal to have something drafted by October, if my notes are correct.
Correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't believe that the San Joaquin River Parkway Subcommittee has met yet.
No.
So we will now move on to member reports and comments. As a reminder, this is a time for commission members to report anything they feel important for the public or commission to know, but it's not a time for a discussion. Commissioner Barraza, do you have any reports or comments?
Not really, Madam Chair. I'm happy to see that we're having a conversation about a report that I requested at the last meeting, and I think I have bits and pieces of what has been happening, but today I'm assuming we will have a full-blown discussion on where we go and whether we have a special meeting. So thank you, Madam Chair, for helping with that.
Just to tag on to Commissioner Soto's report, one of the things we discussed at the highest need neighborhood subcommittee was the idea that the workshops that are put on, the public workshops, are great, but often get limited attendance, and that we are looking for each commissioner on this commission to try to get the word out and try to bring people into that cycle, particularly people who might be reached through events, public events. So if you know of events that are coming up, particularly if those are located in neighborhoods that are often overlooked, we would like to hear about that so that the city can table at those with the idea of getting input.
Thank you. Commissioner Kurchowski, do you have any reports? Commissioner Ward? Commissioner Soto? Well, I just want to talk about an event, like a signing event for youth that is happening Saturday, June 29th at Westside Church of God in Christ, 1424 West California Avenue. It's a community event. It's doors back open. It's going to be food, water slides, entertainment information booths, food trucks, and more. So please come out and bring your kids to enjoy this free event in our community. This event is going to take place in West Fresno, and it's free, and the kids will really have a good time because we're trying to get our youth and give them something to do. So it's summertime, so this is the great time to bring them out to this free event. Thank you. So we will now move on to City Administration and Park Staff reports and comments. Does anyone from the administration have any reports or comments for the commission?
Not this evening.
Thank you. Does anyone from the Park staff have any reports or comments for the commission?
Good evening, Chair McCoy, Aaron Aguirre, Parks Director. Just wanted to note that last week we kicked off Camp Fresno. We sent up about 130 campers last week. And this week we have another 215 that are signed up, ready to go. So exciting times for the youth going up to Camp Fresno. That'll continue throughout the summer. So there's still spots available. If you all have any interested parties, please direct them to the City of Fresno Parks website. And then in addition to that, aquatics, we started our swim lessons this week. We have almost 900 youth enrolled in swim lessons session 1. And again, just want to note that session 2 signups do start next week for the next round of youth. And again, swim lessons are free to our youth here between 3 and 17 and City of Fresno residents. So advise our residents take advantage of that program, and we love to see you out there. In addition to that, rec swimming is open at all of our facilities Monday through Friday, 1 to 5. So thank you.
Thank you. We will now move on to unscheduled communication. Would any member of the public like to speak on any issue within the jurisdiction of this commission? You will have up to 3 minutes. If you would like to make any comments regarding discussion items, now is the time to do so. If you would like to make a comment regarding any of the scheduled hearings, comments will be taken when each item is called. Thank you. Jose Luis Barraza, would you please come to the podium? You will have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Ms. Chair. Once again, my name is Jose Luis Barraza. I'm a resident, a longtime resident of Fresno, and I am currently the Chief Financial Officer for Southeast Fresno Community Economic Development Corporation. And I'd like to state as well as I'm a longtime artist in this community, and I have worked with nonprofit art organizations for most of my life in the area of multidisciplinary arts and culture. So I have an extensive history on that. And the reason I say that is because my purpose today is to remind the commissioners that many local artists were unsatisfied with the limitations on the funding being exclusively for nonprofit art organizations. Art groups and individual practitioners who wishes to submit an RFP had to have a fiscal agent of a nonprofit art organization who part of them, or most of them, were part of the competitive grant process. Some art organizations, during that time frame of the RFP process, had not decided if they even wanted to be a fiscal agent. If there was one who offered to be a fiscal agent, who were they? There were no listings from which an artist could seek out. There is nothing in the Fresno Clean and Safe Neighborhood Parks tax ordinance that restricts groups and individual practitioners to seek exclusively a nonprofit art organization as a fiscal agent. Also, another concern is that nonprofit art organizations are mostly in downtown or in the cultural arts district, which really means that most of the funding is going to one particular district. This certainly doesn't line itself with the intent of the initiative. And I refer to Section 7, 1506, expenditure plans, Item 4, expanding access to the arts and culture, under Item E, which states, grant funding pursuant to subparagraph B shall prioritize organizations and programs that support and expand diverse public or youth engagement and equity. Thank you.
Thank you. Elliot Botch, would you please come up? You will have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. It's good to be with you. Good evening. Elliot Balch with the Downtown Fresno Partnership. Since the item about appeals was pulled this evening, I don't have a whole message to deliver, but I'm looking forward to being able to have those items discussed. As you know, I think you know, we've been concerned both about outcomes and process. We're excited about many of the things that are possible with the range of applications, project applications that we had submitted. And those being eligible under the guidelines, we feel that those should have been reviewed and presented to the commission for commission action. So that's more of the process side, but there's some exciting things and some necessary problem solving that went into the work that we did on the applications that we submitted. And so we're looking forward to the next step in that and bringing more of that discussion to you. Thank you.
Okay, so if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. Chimwali? Thank you. You will have up to 3 minutes. How do you pronounce your name, ma'am?
My name is Jimali Kedara.
Jimali Kedara. Okay.
Okay. Good evening, commissioners. My name is Jimali Kedara. I am the director of a traditional Laotian dance group called Natasin Lao Lan Sang. Our group trains youth dancers and offers free public performance in Fresno. This year, we have received invitation and made over 20 performances at events ranging from the Lao New Year to dancing for Black History Month, the Native American Night Market, and many others. I am here today to request information about the appeal that I filed with the Fresno Art Council expanding access to arts and culture grants. I have asked for details about the review of my application from the Arts Council to better understand why my proposal was not funded. I worked really hard on the proposal and attended the public information session. I believe I provided all the required information and that my request for a $35,000 grant from the Emerging Organization Project Support category was appropriate. This grant request was to pay for my weekly dance classes I provide to my students and performance costs for the group to continue to offer free shows in Fresno through the year. I read the Measure P ordinance and also Cultural Arts Plan, and I believe my project was a strong fit with priorities to expand access to arts to diverse Fresno communities and to serve youth. The only information I have received from the Fresno Art Council was that my score was 3.35 and reviewer comments questioning budget items, that evaluation and impact measurable could be improved and provide more information. I have asked for the breakdown of scores for each part of the score rubric, as well as other information that would help me better understand why I was not funded. The next highest score to receive funding was 3.58 by the neighborhood workshop to receive 80% of its funding request, while mine received 0. This does not seem like a fair allocation process. I was told I would have to make a request for public information to the city, but have not received this information yet. The reviewers' comments alone do not provide enough information as a basis for not funding the proposal. I also would like to know whether any of the reviewers were Southeast Asian American, if they are familiar with the Lao traditional arts. Finally, I would like to know what is the timing process for the PRAC to review appeals. It has been very difficult to understand when these decisions will be made. Thank you for your attention and service to the community.
Thank you. City Clerk, do we have anyone online?
For those of you joining us through Zoom, now would be the time to raise your hand to speak for unscheduled communication. Anyone online would like to speak for unscheduled communication, please raise your virtual hand. There are no hands on Zoom.
Thank you. I will now close public comment, and we will now move on to discussion items. ID number 24-864, discussion regarding potential dates for special meeting. I would like to open up discussion regarding potential dates for a special meeting. Would the commission be available on July 1st to discuss a motion for reconsideration of the Park Cultural Arts Subcommittee list of recommended grantees, award amounts, project titles, and a brief summary of the project location, scope schedule, and anticipated impact to PRAC, and acceptance of the recommended grantees?
So you would essentially want to discuss which dates would potentially be available, and then make a motion, second, and then vote.
Madam Chair, may I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Will we have the benefit of a report before we have this special meeting? And that's a little bit more detailed than what we have seen thus far. We have not really had adequate information thus far. So that's my question.
I agree. Will we have the information that was requested from a couple of meetings ago?
Commissioner Barraza, yes, you will have that information with the information listed in the grant agreement, and I don't have that in front of me, I apologize, but yes, you will get all the information prior to the meeting.
Thank you.
I have a question. Would that be available if we were to have a special meeting on July 1st? Or would it be more time needed?
No, that would be the goal, is to have it to you before the July 1st meeting, so you'd have the information to have your discussions and make your motions and approvals at that meeting.
Thank you.
What day of the week is July 1st? I don't have my calendar.
Monday.
Okay.
Are the commissioners fine with July 1st for the special meeting?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the July 1st special meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Do I have a second? Thank you, Commissioner Barraza. All in favor, say aye.
Real quick, I'm sorry, before the vote, real fast, just want to clarify, it's going to be at 5:30, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we're going to have it at 8 o'clock in the morning. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Item passes. We will now move on to hearings. ID number 24-745, hearing to receive public input on allocations related to Measure P, updates to the Parks Master Plan and Cultural Arts Plan, and annual PRAC Department budget and capital improvement plans. Would any member of the public like to provide a comment regarding this item? You will have up to 3 minutes. I see no cards in the tray. Do we have anyone online?
Members online would like to discuss allocations related to Measure P, updates on the Park Master Plan and Cultural Arts Plan, and annual Parks Department budget. Now's the time to raise your virtual hand. Looks like we have no hands on Zoom.
And we have one person
You
in
could
person.
probably just come up to the mic.
You could just, yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know that this is the
Can
right
you
place.
say your name?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
My name
okay.
is Sara Topete Gonzalez. I am part of the public. I'm an educator, and I am one of the bike polo hosts here in Fresno. I don't know if people are familiar with bike polo, but it is an international sport that we play all over the world. And Fresno actually hosts one of the largest tournaments in North America. We get international players coming in every year and work really hard at it. And what we're finding is that a lot of the parks are being designated to one sport, and we're being kicked off of courts. So I don't know if this is the right place, but to speak about maybe multi-purpose courts opposed to courts, specifically pickleball, that are not allowing other sports to be played on their courts. A multi-purpose court would not only serve us, it would also serve roller hockey, soccer, futsal, roller skating. Like, there's so many things. And so just bringing that to the attention of the council, that multi-purpose courts are needed in our community, in all communities, and, you know, higher needs and beyond, you know, throughout the city. So I don't know, again, if this is the starting place or not, but just wanted to voice that opinion on our behalf.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So generally, this is a time just for public comment. If it's a quick clarifying question from the speaker, then that
Yes,
should be
it's
fine.
just a quick clarifying question. What dimensions would a multi-use court be?
Yes.
We currently play on a tennis court. So if you visualize a whole tennis court fence to fence with no net in the middle, we take up that whole area. So right now we play at Logan Park. We reserve the park every week we pay money to play there. When we do the tournaments, we throw them there at Logan Park because there's 2 side-by-side courts. So it's easily to convert a tennis court now into a multi-purpose court would just be taking out the net essentially. But what we're finding is now we're hearing that Logan Park might be turning into a pickleball court. So it's just everywhere we play, they've kind of kicked us off because of it. And it not only eliminates our sport, but multiple sports that get played. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I will now close public comment. Does any member of the commission have questions or comments regarding this item? All right, it is 5:57. As always, I would like to adjourn the meeting in memory of our Commissioner Dr. Francine Naputa, and enjoy your evening with your family. Thank you.